And welcome back to the Over 40s Fitness Podcast. My name is Tristan Lowe. Here we are, late August 2024, and today's subject matter is September, which starts next week, is over in the UK. I'm not sure about in Europe or in the USA, but certainly in the UK, September is the second time in the year, the first time being March each year, and then of course September, where the new car registration plates come out, and therefore men and women up and down the country from the age of, 17 up to 90 will be scrolling through their phones or their laptops, or actually driving down to the local car dealerships to look at the new registration plates that are coming out. When I say new registration plates, I mean brand new cars that have been delivered by the manufacturer straight to the dealership, and then the dealership will either register it to themselves, or what they'll do, it will go straight, and the customer will be the first person on the logbook. And so often, for ego or for another reason that I don't know of, they might want to have their name on the logbook first. They don't want to buy a pre-reg. They don't want to buy a car that's even got 6 months worth of driving. So new registration plates come out in September, first one being March. And so it got me thinking. I've got a couple of close friends that work in the car trade, and I've got one or two close friends as well that drive very nice cars. So I've seen and witnessed the car trade from people that work in it, and also I've seen very nice cars from personal friends who drive very nice and therefore very expensive cars. Now, and when I say expensive, I mean anything up to £150,000. All right, now it got me thinking that when men and women, but let's just talk about us men today, take days, weeks, months, and sometimes even a year or two. If their car is due to end its, if they've got it on one of these PCP contracts, like a personal customer plan or something, on a 3-year contract, and they make their monthly payments for I think 3 years, and at the end of the 36-month term, they either trade the car in and get another brand new car, brand new registration plate in March or September, and of course the payments may be the same price, but there could be anything up to £100 a month more 3 years later to go straight into a brand new car. And ideally, that's what the car dealership wants from that gentleman or that woman. Or they go in and take or they pay they call it the balloon payment, the final payment, what the car's worth at the time after 36 months having it new, however much mileage on it, and they'll pay what's left. And it could be anything between £5,000 and £50,000 or more, depending on the make and model and quality of the car, or the price of the car when they first bought it. Now, every car has an engine. Every car has its own heart and lungs. Every car has a chassis and a hood or a bonnet or a trunk. Okay, every car has its skin. Every car has carburetors. Every car has pipes, batteries, cables. Of course, electric cars don't have the engines, but generally you get what I'm saying. Okay, I like cars to our bodies. I've often done that as a personal trainer in a consultation, talking with a client who will pull up in a nice car, or in my opinion, a nice car, and I've got a good idea what these cars cost. Okay, if they're new or they're used, and it's interesting. It never ceases to amaze me how an adult, man or a woman, can spend a lot of time, effort and money, hard-earned money, and a lot of time, which they can't get back, researching what a car can do. What engine has it got? How much, how many miles to the gallon does it do? What's its buy price? What's its return price? When they swap it back in, what does it cost to buy, to get a full service from the actual manufacturer or the dealership? And they'll spend a lot of time and money doing that and looking after their car. Then there's the cleaning, then there's the upkeep, then there's add-ons, upgrades. But it's interesting how they don't take the time, effort, and in my case as a personal trainer, they've not taken the time, effort, and the thought or the money to look after the most important bodywork, being their own body. Yeah. Next time you see a nice sports car come by, it could be a sports car, it could be an executive car, corporate car, a classic. Take a look if you're that close to it and it's broad daylight and you can get a good look without stepping out in the middle of the road. Of course, you're not driving, you're standing, you're walking across the sidewalk or the pavement, so you're safe. and look and see if that person driving that car looks as physically fit and aesthetically pleasing as the car. Yeah. Actually, recently I saw a McLaren car. It pulled into a pedestrianised area in Lincoln City near the train station, and it was interesting because I got right up close, thinking, I bet there is a overweight guy driving that car. And this was the rare occasion it wasn't. It was a slim woman, a slim, attractive woman. It was broad daylight. She was a brunette. I had her about mid-40s, and she was slim and attractive looking. And I thought, that's a rarity. You don't often see that. Certainly not from day to day. Okay, that's what we call an outlier. That's exception to the rule. I would say if you are one of these men who do spend time, effort, and money, and a valuable, thought, energy space, in the brain, in choosing a car in September, and then you pay that extra bit of money to change your plate, and you've got your private plate, so you're really kind of excited that you've got your own private plate on your car. That's fine. You do you. I'm all for that. I like the look of nice cars. What I don't get is when the guy does that and he's fat and out of shape and overweight, and he's got bad skin and bad teeth and a double chin and a beer belly or something like that. That to me is such a ludicrous thing to do. For someone to try and show or demonstrate how bright, smart and clever they are and successful they are, because to drive a car of the sort of money that I'm talking, around £100,000 up to £300,000, something like that, you've got to either been given that car, or you've worked and you've been really successful and you've earned a lot of money, which can justify having a car like that. And I've always thought, if you're driving a £100,000 car, then surely your property, the house that you live in, is going to reflect that 10 times over. So your property is going to be 600, 700, 800 or £1 million property, But that's not always the norm. We know that some men are ordinarily young men, but quite often as well, some men in their 40s up to 70s will drive expensive cars, but they don't live in high quality homes. And even if they did live in a high quality home, what's probably more important is that they've got a high quality body. You're not going to hoodwink or trick anyone, John, Dave, Gary, Steve, whatever your name is, anyone into believing that you're really bright, smart, clever and successful. You may be able to do it once or twice, but not over again if you are physically unhealthy and unfit. And you know if you're physically healthy and unfit. If you're overweight. If you've got, poor musculoskeletal frame and you get out of breath just walking down the street or walking up the stairs. If that's you, okay? Now, there's a sort of a theory, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm fat and overweight and lazy and physically weak and got poor health and bad posture. I'm driving a big fast car, look at me. And that was something I saw a lot in the 80s and 90s and probably up to early 2000s. I used to drive to Doncaster and back from Nottinghamshire. It used to take me about 45 minutes each way. So I was putting in quite a bit of mileage over the end of the year, across the year. And I saw a lot of reps, company reps, and you can tell company reps because there was always in Vauxhall Cavaliers or Sierras or whatever you call it back in the 80s. And in the 90s, Cavaliers and Mondeos, if you remember those. And there's always silver. And then there was a period for about 5 or 6 years where they were always white, okay? And they'd get out at the fuel station, petrol station, they'd get out at the lay-by or something like that, and you'd always look at them and think, crikey, he looks out of shape. And they'd always have great big bulging belly, and a bad haircut. But they were driving nice cars. But often if they've got those cars through the company, and they would pay some kind of contribution towards the fuel, or a tax contribution or something out of their salary towards the car, good on you. But I still could never understand how someone could drive around and driving in their suits with the suit jacket on, the shirt and tie, and they get out and you look at them and think, crikey, you couldn't run around the block. If you didn't have your car, you couldn't run to catch the bus. They couldn't even run up the stairs in one of those big service stations on the M1 or the A1 to go and use the toilet if they were bursting. And here we are now in 2024, and I still see it. I still see grossly overweight people driving flash cars. I've seen and not just grossly overweight, people that you can just tell couldn't lift a finger if their life depended on it. Yeah. and yet they will spend that time, effort and money researching their new car and what it does and, this, that and the third. And listen, it's a free country within reason. You do you and all that stuff, but it's incumbent upon us men, okay, because I'm talking about us today, that if you have got the wherewithal and the smarts, the brightness, the intelligence, the academic intelligence, the business acumen, okay, or you've towed the line throughout your career, you've been a yes man, nothing wrong with that, and that's afforded you enough in your salary and your bonuses to buy a nice flash car, yeah? Surely you should have the poise, if you've got the audacity to drive around in a flash car with private plates on it, okay, look at me, flash car, private plates, fine. If you've got if that's an audacious thing to do, whether you want to call it ego, arrogance, audacity, self-assured, cockiness, whatever, it doesn't matter to me, then you should surely have the wherewithal and the foresight and the self-awareness to go and do your push-ups, go swimming, go weightlifting, go walking, trekking, hiking, play golf, do something, do your sits, do your sit-ups, do your squats, something, go to your local leisure centre or your gym. And if you can afford it because you've got a very flash car, then enlist a personal trainer, enlist a strength and conditioning coach, someone that you get on with and you can have a laugh with as well, because then you're more than likely going to carry on and doing it, Don't always go for someone that's going to beast you and break you from head to toe. Quite often that leads to injury and disappointment, and then you don't go back. So find a trainer or a therapist or a strength and conditioning coach or an athlete to train you and look after you, and then get someone to help you out with your nutrition. Then that car, when you're driving it, you're going to feel better. You're not going to have a sore back and a sore neck and curvature of the spine, and weak glutes and a big double belly, big double chin and a beer belly. You're not going to have that, or you're going to have less of that because you've done the work. You've worked on your engine in the car, yeah, and if you drive electric, you've worked on your nervous system. Listen, when you go out tomorrow or next week or throughout September and you're excited and you're on your own, you're with the missus, you're with your best pals, you're with your next door, whoever it is, and you're choosing your new car with the new reg, September, it's all exciting, I'm happy for you. I'd like to see your car, yeah? Give me a lift in it one day, okay? I drive a nice car. It's not like the clients that I meet or some of the people on the street, but I look after it. I get it serviced and MOT'd on time, within reason, every year, okay? Something goes wrong, I take it to the guy down the road and fix it. Something goes wrong with my body, I take it to the guy down the road and fix it, and that's me. I saw a physiotherapist today to look at my knees. I've got achy knees at the moment. I think it's a lifetime of sports and fitness and impact. It's beginning to take its toll on my body, but I'm in good shape, so I'll recover, yeah? So listen, when you go and get your new reg on your new car, yeah, remember, you're gonna look better, you're gonna feel better, if you've done your exercise that morning. When you go and choose your car that day, or you go to pick it up and they do what they call the handover, or the swap, whatever it's called, do your exercise in the morning before you'll go. You'll have a good strong grip when you shake the car dealership manager or the sales manager or the branch manager or the regional manager comes in. I've had clients that have had cars that are nice, prestigious, expensive cars, and they've put bows on the cars and chocolates inside and flowers and whatnot. That's lovely. I like flowers and chocolates taste nice as well. That's fine, but make sure you've done your health and fitness, yeah? And that way, when you shake the dealership, the branch manager's hand, when you've done that deal and he's happy that he's got you as your business again for another year, 2, 3, 5 years, whatever, you feel good. You can get a lot further with a kind word, a nice car and a strong grip than just a kind word and a nice car. Quote me on that. New reg, new body. Whether it's September, new reg comes out, or March in England, new reg comes out. Don't wait for September or March. Yeah, it could be January, it could be November. Start now, don't leave it. If you're watching this video, and I hope you're watching it pretty soon, but if you're watching it in winter, December, January, even February, yeah, say to yourself, you're going to get your new car in March when the first registration plates come out for 2025. Do your homework, get your exercise done. If it's too cold to train outside, okay, put some warm clothes on, or go to a gym or health club, or go and see your trainer. And that's it. If you've got two bodies in life and your main body is your car, okay? I'm here to tell you, someone who's trained in anatomy and physiology, that's just your thoughts or your ideal, okay, or your opinion. On this occasion, they don't actually count. Your main body is the body, the skin that you're in, your muscles, ligaments, tendons, bones, yeah, nervous system, yeah, cardiovascular system, the skin, yeah, blood, sweat and tears, the brain, everything, matter, yeah, we're made from matter. That is what matters, your body, and then your car, yeah? Okay, that's it. Hope you have a good time driving your new toy, and if you're watching this video as well, drop a comment on it and tell us what car you drive, but also tell me how many push-ups you've done today. That's it. I hope hope you enjoy driving around in your soft top or your drop top or your four-wheel drive, your sports car, your Lamborghini, your Aston Martin, your BMW, your Mercedes, your Maserati. As a trainer, I get to meet some very interesting people who drive very nice cars, but they've got the wherewithal and the intelligence and emotional intelligence and the academics and at least the gumption to come and train once a week as well. All right, that's it. Enjoy. My name's Tristan Lowe, and the podcast is the Over 40s Fitness with Tristan Lowe. And here we are now, late August 2024. And I hope you would join me for my next one. And it's going to be on a very interesting subject, one that's quite topical for this time of year as well. All right, thanks for watching. You can catch me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and of course right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye for now.